that died too young. All right. We'll come back to that at the end of this. All right. And by the way, I do have text to speech working. It does work. It does work, dude. All right, let's up that. So let's watch this. I wonder if I could find. Hold on, I'll do one thing. What the king? Whoops. Of hate. I want to see if I could find the hate lives that he mentions. How he doesn't know what to do with with Project 7.
Hello, everyone.
I do want to find that. Hate live Project 7. Maybe that will get it. I'll bring it up. Oh, here. I think this is it. Ooh, excuse me.
You don't get, when you're a game developer, you don't get commission on how many sales. But that's not the feedback I'm getting. What I'm getting is people want to see me play all these.
Oh, here we are.
First year in all of the years that I have done gaming. 2008, 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 2015 is the first year. There is so much new content coming out during the summertime that I don't, it's not dead for me. Like, I honest to God, thought it was going to be like previous years where there's really not that much going on in the maybe I won't, okay? Then I'm thinking in the back of my head, well, you know, I would think about, I was thinking about doing a playthrough of Just Cause 2. This is a game. It comes out on, like, a PS4 as well.
Oh my god, where does he talk about Project 7?
Once, and I'm going to really be pumped when Fallout 4 comes out, and this playthrough is going to help.
I know he talks about it.
Rather than just smashing stim packs into my body, it doesn't work like that. I'm also, and I am coming back to it next week. All right, now I want to talk a little bit about Fallout New Vegas. Every time you re-enter a room, that could be a little. You could play Metal Gear Solid 5, Fallout 4, the new Call of Duty, the new Assassin's Creed, or Rare Replay Collection. Gee, I wonder what games most people would buy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This is
one is going to be able to be backwards compatible
a fucking mistake.
And after going through this for a day and a half, first of all, the stream, people who watched the streams loved it. They were like, tons of stuff, right? Rare has really done a wide on in July, and now I'm finally doing it, and I'm having a blast. I just want to say thank you to all of you who actually paid great apart, and I am coming back to it next week. All right, now I want to talk a little bit about Fallout New Vegas. The attendance has been good with everything else, okay? Okay, ladies and gents. So now let's talk about what I'm planning on doing over the next several days into next week, and I need your opinion on a few things. Opinions. Okay, so here's the deal. All this new information is coming out of Gamescom, which is the Europe. Last week, I'm playing through the Fallout, and I'm playing like, what is it? And then people start telling me, well, it's kind of like that game Gone Home, like a mystery element. Next week, which is actually, I'll definitely check this out. Gamescom, they jumped to the game like something skipped the last deal of everyone else. And by the time it actually came out for me, which was May, I was busy with other stuff. I didn't give a shit, okay? So I'm kind of weighing that in my head, right? I'm thinking, so maybe I'll do it. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll do the DLC as for variety. Maybe I won't, okay? Then I'm thinking in the back of my head, well, you know, I would think about Cause franchise. That in the back of my head, while I'm playing Metroid Prime, while I'm doing new content for Splatoon. Are you going to play Splatoon? Because you said you were going to play Splatoon again in August and give kind of a second opinion review. So you're going to play Splatoon? And I'm like,
man, remember when DSP had this kind of voice? Now it's like, Okay, Hey everyone! I mean, it's all because games where you had to read so much. Yeah, that's what it is.
Like my head, I seriously, like my head is throbbing.
My head,
and it's
dude.
gonna explode because I'll be honest with everyone. I'll be honest with all of you right now. This year, ladies and gentlemen, is the first year in all of the years that I have been out during the summertime that I don't downtime playthroughs on stream tonight. And of course, if you're watching this on demand, I don't know what to do in the next few weeks. Do people want to see me play Everyone's Gone to the Rapture? Do they want to see me play the Dragon Age Inquisition DLC? Would you rather see me play Batman? Would you rather see me play Splatoon? Would you rather see me play Just Cause 2? Or do you just want to see me focus on Fallout New Vegas? What do you
about
really
Project
want?
7?
Because I only have 2.5 weeks left until Dawn comes out at the end of this month, which we're going to talk about the new release schedule tonight. So for the past 2 years, and I always said, I'm going to do it. Last year I was going to do it, but I didn't because I moved across the country. So really the summer was kind of shot for me, and by the time that I got readjusted to working again, it was already the hardcore gaming season.
Is this it?
This year I said, this year I'm going to do it. I'm going to work on Project 7.
Here it is. Here it is.
Project 7. End of the year. So I have no opportunity.
Finally.
Really.
It only took me, what? 13 minutes. 13 minutes. Well, 13 minutes since I started streaming. I mean, whatever, 7 minutes, so probably like 6 minutes. Whatever.
To do these things unless I do them now, but there's no way. How could I possibly do all these things? You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
And now, quite honestly, again, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what to do regarding Project 7. So allow me.
What I don't know, he took money. He put Project 7 as a Patreon goal for July, I think. And he reached the goal. And then in August, he's like, man, I don't know what to do, man. I don't know what to do with it. Maybe you should have thought about it before you took the money. This is what I'm talking about. I think I said this in my original video where I covered this. I have mentioned, I always have like ideas for comics and digital comics and shows and this and that, and it's like I would not ask for money until I have something concrete. Like if I want to take, like if I want a Patreon goal, like, oh, I'm gonna do a webcomic, let's say, I'd probably have at the very least one issue storyboarded. At least one issue. I mean, I usually try to get a general idea of something sketched out in my mind, and then I just like kind of storyboard one issue, and then I'd probably ask from then, or just maybe make one issue, so to show people like, look, this is the proof of concept. That's why like when you do Kickstarters and you do Indiegogos, it's very important to have proof of concepts. It's like. With Indivisible, Lab Zero, when they made that Indiegogo for it, they uploaded the prototype of the game. Like, you could at least try the game out. You could see what they were trying to go for with the game. You could play something to see, do you like this game? Do you want to support it? They give you a proof of concept. What did DSP give his fucking fans for Project 7? Oh, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Don't worry, guys. I am gonna do it. Now, he gets the money. Man, I don't know what to do. I don't know, man.
Me to talk a little bit about it, ladies and gents. My whole intention, right, when I started early this year, I said this year I would be honest with you. I don't know what to do regarding Project 7. So allow me to talk a little bit about it, ladies and gents. My whole intention, right, when I started early this year, I said this year I would really like to take some time to work on Project 7. This is a series that I've
really would like to take some time to do it. I mean, you fucking got paid to take the time to do it, and then you didn't do it.
Wanted to get off the ground again since it got canceled in 2012 for the past 2 years. And I always said, I'm going to do it. Last year I was going to do it, but I didn't because I moved across the country. So really the summer was kind of shot for me. And by the time that I got readjusted to working again, it was already the hardcore gaming season. This year I said, this year I'm going to do it. I'm going to work on Project 7. I'm going to get this series going. And now look what's happening during the summer. And I'll be honest, if people were saying to me, coming to me and saying, Phil, we're bored. We don't like your content.
We're bored.
We don't want to watch. We'd rather you dropped everything and worked on Project 7. I would say, okay. But that's not...
Oh, that's kind of bullshit, because guess how we made money back then? I think this was just before... Yeah, I think this is before the contract negotiation. Hello, can you draw Bobs and Vagine? Maybe. But, but yeah, he needed to upload videos to pay the bills back then, so you couldn't really do that unless you got paid from Patreon, which he said was the whole point of Patreon.
Feedback I'm getting. What I'm getting is people want to see me play all these things that are coming out. They want to see me play these episodic releases. They want to see me play these DLCs. They want to see me play these new kind of indie games. They want to see that. So if that's what you want, I can give it to you.
I can give it to you.
But then what's going to happen? Exactly. Like, what's going to happen with Project 7? That's the question that is at the tip of everyone's tongue, right?
It's supposed to be with you.
So this month in particular, ladies and gents, I've already announced this. I'm going to reiterate it right now. 3 to 4 days this month. Tomorrow, a week from tomorrow, which is August 14th, as well as a week from that, August 21st.
Ooh.
Those 3 days, I am not live streaming at all.
Ooh, those 3 days. I think he ended up just taking 1 day off, which was tomorrow, and then he did Street Fighter V beta. And he gave his... And what did his fans get? Gugats!
My goal is to work on offline projects for you, so that I can have some variety of content, and it's not just about me live streaming gameplay every day. So tomorrow I've actually got a segment for an upcoming Hate Live podcast that's pretty unique, and I'm going to be working on that tomorrow offline.
Wait, what?
And it's not just about me live streaming gameplay every day. So tomorrow I've actually got a segment for an upcoming Hate Live podcast that's pretty unique, and I'm going to be working on that tomorrow offline. I'm also
that's the gimmick that he got his friends to do an interview. It was the segment where Sammy Samosa was saying, "Oh look, Freddy, DSP is hooking up everybody. He hooked up P-Dog and Air Raid Lord." It is so inconsiderate of you to stream while Tevin is on. You're basically stealing views at this point. No, Nader, you got it backwards. He's stealing views from me. Because I have 10 views. How many views does Tevin have? Exactly. Tevin, I know what you're fucking doing. You subconsciously, somehow got into my mind to find out when I wanted to stream, and then you started to stream today an hour before me. Oh, yeah, I'm sure that was coincidental. Yeah, whoops, right? Oops. You streamed, right? Whoopsies. Goddamn detractors need to be more considerate of the Greeks, okay? This is a injustice towards Greeks, okay? Where is the Greek justice? Exactly. Goddamn.
Working on the best and worst of June and July montage for everyone, and yes, I'm going to be working on Project 7.
Really?
I'm going to be brainstorming ideas on what it would look like to bring it back, to do maybe a kind of a teaser
How can you get ideas if you don't know what to do with it?
Trailer, and get some ideas of how to restart that series, okay? In addition...
Shouldn't you have gotten all those ideas while you're begging for money to get funded for it, instead of... Okay.
I'm also going to be working on some Patreon stuff tomorrow. My goal is that within the next couple of days that I take off, hopefully I'm not diverted, I have the more focused attention on Project 7. And so by the end of August, what I'd like to do is try to get you maybe a first episode kind of return to Project 7 kind of premise, so you know exactly what the show will be, what it will look like, and what the actual thing will entail. Versus right now, everyone's like, I don't know. Well, Phil, first you said it was going to be you playing some shitty game and this character Deathface had trapped you at your old condo in Connecticut, but then you never did it. Then 2 years later, you rebooted the series, but it was you being teleported to gaming worlds, and you had all this editing, high quality editing effects and stuff.
Boy.
But then that ended. Now you said this isn't going to be that. What's it going to be? So fair enough. You're actually right. You're
actually right. What is it going to be? That's a question, DSP. You can't be right with a question. I mean, you could say that's the right kind of question. Like, oh, that's a good question.
You don't even know what to expect from what Project 7 will be. I have all these ideas in my head. I need to solidify them. I need to see what is...
I have so many ideas in my... Wait a second. Wait.
Enough. You're actually right. Like,
hold up.
I can't, you don't even know what to expect.
Dude. When you watch young DSP, he rarely touches his face. And then the moment he mentions that he has ideas for Project 7, oh god. Man, I wonder. Makes me think.
From what Project 7 will be. I have all these ideas in my head. I need to solidify.
This really makes me think. Oh god. Okay, I gotta think about the ideas that I have. It really makes me think. What could it be?
Them. I need to see what is rational for that I can realistically do. Because keep in mind, this time around, it's a one-man show. I'm going back to the way I used to do it from like 2010. This isn't like the 2012 Project 7 where we got these high-quality video filmmakers and editors and everything working on it. No, it's just me. So it's going to be, kind of the stuff I used to do, the little kind of crappy BC movie skits.
Well, the flailing of the arms, it kind of does it anyway. I mean, that's kind of what he does. It's part of the DSP gimmick. I mean, the flails are a little. I give a little leeway. Depends on the flail, I guess. I mean, sometimes it gives like general flails. Sometimes it's specific flails. I don't know. I don't fucking know. He's a weird person.
That kind of stuff integrated in with a little bit of gameplay, but the thing is, I need to get it started. I would love to get maybe 1 to 2 mini episodes, so maybe 10 minutes each, right, of Project 7 that I could get out for you guys around the end of August, so you at least have an idea of what exactly Project 7 is going to be. And maybe then you could say, wow, this is something great and we'd like to see this continue, or we don't really like it that much. Maybe it was a good idea in 2010, but now 2015 it's not. I don't know. I need your feedback.
I don't know.
Okay.
I need your feedback.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what's going to happen is I am going to, like I said, at least 3 times, if not 4 times in the month of August, be taking a day off from streaming to work. Hopefully by the end of this month, I have...
I wonder if this is like the peak of his performance. Like, in life, I wonder if like this is like the... when you get older, you try to you find a groove, like a perfect groove, like finally things are lining up, things are working, you're in a groove, like, you're like the alpha dog, dude. I wonder if he was like a relatively alpha during this time of his life, and then like 2016 came, and then it just kind of started to take a nosedive from there, and now he's not at peak performance.
Examples for you. Hopefully I'll release the examples, you'll watch them, I'll get feedback on whether I could continue the series or not. Now there's another factor in here, something that I'm going to be transparent about, because you know me, I'm transparent, I'm not going to hide anything.
I'm transparent, I'm not going to hide anything. Hey Phil, are you going to play games with Cat? Man, I don't know, I can't talk about it, dude, it's personal stuff, dude, I don't know.
One of the things, since I launched my Patreon earlier this year, for a perk level goal, the highest perk level for people who pledge a certain amount of money is that you can actually be a part of Project 7 or another project in the future. So, let's say I do this Project 7, I work on it all this month. By the end of this month, 1 or 2 episodes is out and people are like, it's not very good. Well, then those people who did pledge that amount have the opportunity to be part of 2 different specials that I'll be doing this year. I've already decided in my head because I looked at my gaming calendar, which we're going to go through, and this year I am committing to it.
We're going to go through.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm committing to it. All right?
Okay.
There will be a Thanksgiving special.
Okay, I guess that's it for Project 7. So now we get we get this. We get this glorious video after anticipation of Project 7. All of the money he got, all of the build up, Oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take some time to figure it out. Well, my friends, we figured it out. And by the way, you know what? You know what's really weird? For some reason, it's like his top eyelashes are like very fucking thick. It looks like an anime girl. You know, like anime girl eyelashes. It kind of looks like that, and then there's like nothing on the bottom. I wonder if he puts eyeliner. I wonder if he like does put something makeup on there. I mean, like it's so fucking dark. I mean, like, I don't know if you can see my eyelashes. I don't know if mine are like that, like on point. I mean, his eyelashes are like pretty on point here. But okay.
Would help if I unmuted my mic. Hello, everyone. Darkside Philly.
Dude, it's even like thicker, like on the side, like picture under your cam, like the picture under your cam, under my cam. Oh yeah, just like Hijiri, dude. The best anime chick, TBH.
Here, and today is Friday, August 14th, 2015, just so you know. Doing this video completely impromptu, was not planned.
August 14th. August 6th. Oh. Okay.
Planning originally to be making this video today, but due to circumstances, due to things that are going on, I kind of wanted to clarify the situation, as well as give you a big kind of, not really a spoiler, but more of a reveal. All right.
A reveal, dude.
Regarding Project 7, regarding this project, right? That started all the way in 2010, rebooted in 2012. Here we are in 2015. And I'll be honest, I know full well that some of you who are watching this video right now probably have no idea what Project 7 is. And you probably don't care. All right, and I understand that because this is something
they can't really care about something they haven't seen yet, DSP. I mean, like, when I started following the DSP train, I never even knew about Project 7. I didn't even know what the fuck that was. And I came in around this year, and he kept talking about Project 7, Project 7, Project 7. I was like, what the fuck is this? And I was a little bit curious, but I couldn't really care until I saw something. Showed us nothing. And then I saw what Project 7 was, and I was like, man, I like the Connecticut Condo one. Like the one where he was by himself, and it was like that shitty Saw version. With the Saw music. I would have liked to see more of that. But of course it didn't pan out. Feels bad, man.
Started way back when, before I ever even was partnered with Machinima or anything like that, and it's kind of gone through the ringer. It had an original idea of what it was going to be, and then it got rebooted in 2012, and it was something that was a limited run series that ended up getting canceled, and then I had the idea to revive it at one point.
It didn't really get canceled as much as they just ended it. Like, they just didn't do it anymore. Saying that it got canceled kind of makes it sound like it's a little bit more, it's a little bit more successful than it really is. You know, it's like, in order for a show to be canceled, it pretty much, like, a network would have to come down and say, hey, we're gonna end your show, you're canceled. That isn't really what happened, but okay. I mean, whatever.
And what I want to talk about in this video is a few things. I want to, first of all, let everyone know that I want to kind of talk about Project 7 in regards to what the idea is.
Oh, God.
What eventually hopefully it will be, okay? And I am going to reveal right now, I'm going to talk and reveal to you the original idea, the plot line, even some behind-the-scenes stuff you never knew about in regards to this project from stuff that I filmed back in 2010, yeah. And people who have had questions about Project 7 for quite some time, who back in 2010, man, I wonder what the game is, and I wonder what Phil is going to do with this series. It's all going to come out right now. It's all going to come out right now. All right, and I'm going to do that for multiple reasons.
It's all going to.
And then I'm going to have an update on the game is, and I wonder what Phil is going to do with this series. It's all going to come out right now.
It's all going to come out now. That is quite the phrase right there. Nader, it was a Patreon special. It was literally a Patreon goal to do Project 7. Or are you talking about this video could have been just for like a patrons only? Oh, okay. Yeah, but that's all kind of sleazy because the thing is that you have a goal on Patreon. I mean, you kind of could. It's just very weird. You know, it depends. I think it depends on how it's portrayed, how he kind of presented the goal. Because I think like saying, oh, you know, like wait, okay, I'll use my fucking Patreon as an example. I have a goal there for a podcast I want to do now. You know, if that, let's say that goal gets reached and I can't do it for whatever reason, you know, I'm gonna talk to my patrons first. They're gonna be the first people I talk to about it. Like I'm gonna say like, hey guys, I know you supported me. You know, I know that if you guys want to support me for this podcast, it's not gonna really pan out. You know, I'm terribly sorry. If you want to pull out now, that's fine. I'm not gonna you know, judge you or whatever. Or if you want a refund, I can try to give you the refund if it's possible. But just so you know, I'm terribly sorry that this could not happen. And then if like a person who was like, "Hey Theo, what happened to the Patreon goal you had?" And I just said, "Hey, so I did talk to the patrons, and I just told them that it just didn't really pan out, and you know, I tried to work something out so that they would at least get something out of it or something." Uh, you know, not to get too ahead of this video, the one thing that in retrospect I think he should have done, which was dumb. So what he ended up doing to make up for it was to give us half the goal for the following month. He should have just done the goal for free. But okay.
Tell you everything, all right? And I'm going to do that for multiple reasons. And then I'm going to have an update on the project at the end of the video, okay? So first of all, let's talk about Project 7. This is an idea that I had back in 2010, and at that point, as you know, I wasn't doing this full-time on YouTube or anything. It wasn't a job or anything like that. It was just a hobby. And every day when I got home from work, I would spend a couple hours filming whatever the hot new game was, or if there wasn't a hot new game, I would maybe do a game review or a vlog or something like that. And I remember, in particular, at this time of the year, there was nothing going on. There weren't many games out that I was interested in playing. There was nothing really to do for a couple days. And because of that, I said, I want to do something completely different. I want to make a suspenseful, like, mystery vlog series that has scripted stuff, and just for the hell of it.
Wait a second. He wanted to do a scripted video? I thought he said I'm not a video. I'm not a cosplayer. I'm not a children's entertainer. I'm not a script maker. I'm not a video editor. I just want to sit down and play games. The hard part is playing the raw game. Streaming is way harder than editing. Real talk, it is. He's not a video editor, dude. But he wants to make a scripted video. But also scripted videos are dumb. Whoops.
I want to see how it would catch on with my viewing audience, because primarily up to then, everything I had been doing was gameplay, with a few vlogs and a few reviews mixed in here and there. And
Wait, so he wanted to do a video series to see how his fans would like it, but instead of just doing it, he decided to make it a Patreon goal, and then to say, never mind. Oh yeah, I really believe this, man. Oh, this sounds so real.
I did a 3 mini video. The videos were very short. They were like, one was like 6 minutes long. One was named Channel Update, but ended up having a viral ending that kind of teased this upcoming project, okay? And it was 3 very short videos where it was just me and my old condo in Connecticut. Dicking around, I pretended that there was...
this was back in the day, not current. Oh, look at this face. This is a good face. Let's get that face.
This character named Deathface, this mysterious character who no one knew who he was, and he had captured me, and he was going to lock me in my condo, okay, and force me to play.
Wait. So how did he capture you then? Because if he trapped you in your condo, that's pretty much like you're in your condo and you're trapped. Okay.
A game that I hated, a game from the past that apparently I had hated, and that was the premise of the series. Now, I basically extended it like really long. I was pretending like I couldn't open my door, and you know what was the game, and then there was jokes that I wouldn't show what the game was, and there was this suspenseful buildup of what is the game that.
But the other thing is, but the thing is that he could kind of do that right now because he could pretend that playing these games that he's playing are sent from Deathface. Like, Deathface could be sending him games to download or whatever. And he's like, oh, I'll play fucking Call of Duty Black Ops 4 because fucking Deathface sent me the game. Alright, well, I'm gonna be playing some Call of Duty, dude. And then he could kind of just, do that for, his streams. Like, he could kind of integrate it into his streams every day. And then just end the stream with just saying, like, things. Like, you could end it by saying, like, okay, that's it. Then play, like, and go to OBS, play the video of, like, Deathface saying something, and then get people to come back. He could kind of do some interesting stuff if he really, like, tried. He could put, like, maybe 2 extra minutes into doing it, but can't do it, man. Need to spend time with the cat.
Was gonna play, and I did these 3 little mini episodes, and then people liked them. By the way, people were like, "Wow, this is cool. We'd like to see this actually continue. We wish you would do an ongoing series of it." But then more games came out, and back then, as I said, I was doing this as a hobby, not as a job. It was only a couple hours a day that I had free time to work on it. And at the time, I said I'd rather play these games than work on this project. And so I always had that idea in my mind that maybe one day I'll go back to it. Maybe one day I'll actually work on it and do it. But it was always something on the back burner. It wasn't anything that I had planned on spending significant time on or anything. And then, I signed with Machinima. My YouTube presence blew up in the years of 2011, or 2010 and 2011. Come 2012, I take that back. Come late 2011, I was actually approached by Howard, my friend, who I knew through Street Fighter primarily. And he had done a few
I thought I forgot to unmute myself
with me before, but he had 2 friends who were heavily into filming and video editing and filmmaking. And they were looking for a project to work on that they could put a lot of time and effort into to get their name out there and show that they had skills to hopefully get their reputation kind of bumped, and either, number 1, get them recognition with filmmaking and maybe they'll get other jobs, or number 2, to make their YouTube channel get a boost and be popular, because they already had a YouTube channel, but that channel was a lot of filmmaking stuff. I believe they had like real life Pac-Man, and there was like a Street Fighter video, real life Third Strike video, stuff like that, where they had all these effects superimposed into fighting games and other video games in real life, and it was really cool, and the videos actually had several hundreds of thousands of views, so they had some notoriety of their own. But they figured that pairing with someone like me would give them the boost they need, and I'd be able to do a cool and creative series that was very different from anything else that I had done before. And so, got my friends together, and at that time in late 2011 and through the first half of 2012, we did what was called Project 7, which was really just taking that original idea from 2010 that I was locked in my condo, being forced to play a game that I didn't like, and completely blowing it and expanding it, blowing it up. Big time, exponentially. It wasn't anything that I had originally planned. The original plan was that I was going to kind of play a game, and the game was going to be a game that I hated, or a game that I, disliked for whatever reason. And it was going to be footage of the game, me playing the game, but also there was going to be cuts back and forth between the game and myself, and Deathface doing jokes and stuff about the game, and comedy skits, and maybe...
Dude, look at this channel. This is like the kind of... These thumbnails kind of look familiar. These are the kind of thumbnails I would expect on DSP's channel. Let's see how they...
Alright, so what do you guys suggest I do then?
Oh, this is some hot gameplay. What do you think I should do, guys?
I don't know if like I said, I don't know if I'm that talented.
Like, oh my god, this is already depressing. This guy sounds depressed. Oh.
What's up?
What's up? Hey,
What do you suggest I do?
uh, down where you were before, whatever that you.
Oh my god, this is like next level hand holding.
Oh my.
These are very good videos. I wonder why their gaming channel never took off. I mean, come on. That was like quality content. Real life. I want to see that real life Street Fighter. I really want to see that. This one?
Howard, what's up, man?
What's going on, bro?
How you doing?
Oh shit, Howard!
Doing good.
Hey, did you get the app?
Hell yeah, man. You ready to get your ass whooped?
That's not what happened the last time.
Fighters ready, engage.
Oh, they're in the game, man. Look at this. Oh, this is intense.
Come on, you little bitch. Let's go. Yeah. You're losing. You're losing.
Yeah! Take that!
Damn.
Still suck.
Wow. Well, look at that. Howard helped them out, dude. Coming soon to the iPhone 5. What? Wait, what? Street Fighter how it's meant to be played on the street. Coming. They made a Street Fighter for the mobile game? What the fuck? What? What the fuck? Oh, then there's a gaming channel. No, I didn't want that. No, stop. God
E aí,
damn it.
tranquilo, Paulo Túlio aqui. E galera, é o seguinte, eu
Oh god. Very, very weird. Oh, they have a Twitter too. Let's see what they're doing on Twitter. Oh. His account is protected. Whoops. Let's get rid of those. Alright.
Even superimposing. Eventually, I was hoping maybe I could get things like a green screen and put it into this project. This Project 7 from 2012 was completely different. I mean, super visual effects and sound effects and music and all kinds of editing and things that I could never do. I didn't have any of that kind of skill.
It's so weird when he talks. Like, sometimes he like talks like a beaver. Hello, everyone. Hello. It's like... Oh, okay.
Whatsoever. And, you know, Respect the Pact, who's the name of the two guys who were working on this project with me, and that was the name of the YouTube channel. Did an outstanding job filming, editing, everything. Did a great job with this project, okay?
Great
but after
job.
4 episodes, and it was a lot of work, let me tell you, I mean, we're talking, you know, entire days of filming, plus probably dozens of hours, if not more, of video editing behind a computer for those guys, which I wasn't even involved in.
Notice he said he wasn't involved in. I was involved in the editing, man. I wasn't there. But then in the fucking 10-year anniversary jerk-off stream, he was like, well, we should have cut this out, man. We should have cut it out, dude. You know, we had all these ideas to edit, but it never really panned out, dude.
4 episodes, the series had caught on and got some pretty decent viewership, hundreds of thousands of views on YouTube. In fact, I think at one point I could say over 1 million views the series had gotten on YouTube. Respect the Pack kind of had a change of heart because their YouTube channel was getting a
change of heart,
little bit of
dude.
attention because of Project 7, but not a lot. More people wanted to see Project 7 than anything they were putting on their channel at the time. So really, it was
Oh
kinda,
yeah,
you know,
Big Dog Dave comes in. Oh, we're doing Project 7. Everyone wants to see that. No one wants to see what these rinky-dink people are making. They came for to see their big man, the big dude.
Honest, it was kind of unfair to them. They were putting in a ton of work, but the work that people wanted to see was what they were doing for me, not necessarily other stuff they were doing for their channel. And also at the time, from what I'm to understand, there were some like life-changing circumstances with those guys where they decided they couldn't put in a lot of time into doing that kind of stuff anymore. And literally, they stopped. If you actually went and looked at their channel afterwards, they stopped doing it for a while. Very scarcely would they even do stuff. They started doing like stop-motion animation with Legos and stuff, and really stopped doing the high production value videos because of life circumstances.
Dude, he thinks doing stop motion is like some like quick thing. That is kind of I don't know how hard it was to do the augmented reality stuff, but I mean, stop motion is pretty challenging. I mean, you have to kind of like move an object, but like you can't just do this. You have to like kind of stuff like this and this and this and this whatever. You know, it's fucking hard. That's the hard part.
It happened, they were doing it on a whim. It didn't explode or whatever, and because of that, they had to refocus their efforts. But that left me with a series that was, had steam, and unfortunately kind of died out of nowhere, just die. And I always said if I found people who were like aspiring filmmakers or whatever, who were interested in possibly continuing Project 7, that I would continue doing it. But it never happened. I never really found anyone who was interested in doing it. Obviously,
I never found anyone. You mean you just didn't look for them?
If I had tons of money, I could have went out and hired a professional crew and possibly continuing Project 7, that I would continue doing it. But it never happened. I never really found anyone who was interested in doing it. Obviously, if I had tons of money, I could have went out and hired a professional crew and had professional video editors to work on it. But I don't make a ton of money, so I never had that.
I don't make a ton of money. I used to make a lot of money before the copyright strikes, man. It was crazy. I made a lot of money. Okay, Beamer.
Of, funding to produce the rest of Project 7 and have it keep going. I'll be honest with you guys. Even though those videos got hundreds of thousands of views on YouTube, I spent...
Like, no matter how you dice it with DSP, he kind of confirms he lies. Because he told us in 2015, oh, well, I don't make a lot of money, man. I can't make a lot of money, dude. No way. But then, if you look at DSP now, hey, man, I used to make a lot of money. I made a lot of crazy money, man. I made a lot of money back then until the detractors came. And most of the detractors started doing the copyright strikes after this video. But yeah, you didn't make a lot of money, man.
Way more money on the props and everything else for that show than it ever made. I mean, even with the million views that the series made, I was putting in so much money into the props and, having filming locations and all of that. It was very expensive to buy everything and have everything working for it as well. So in that regard, it really wasn't like a huge moneymaker. It was just something different. I was hoping I could diversify my content. And I actually remember back that people were, Phil, you shouldn't do that. Phil, just stick to games. Phil,
wait, what?
It wasn't like a huge moneymaker. It was just something different. I was hoping I could diversify my content. And I actually remember back that people...
He wanted to diversify his content back then. Good with Twitch streams. Oh, babe, I'm so diverse now. I'm a diverse Twitch streamer, dude. I could play Call of Duty today, then tomorrow I'll give you play this. But I might play more Call of Duty, dude. Okay. Yeah, man. He's a diverse streamer.
Phil, you shouldn't do that. Phil, just stick to games. Phil, don't diversify. You're doing good with your games. Just stick to that. And I was like, but no, I want to kind of diversify my stuff. But it fell through. And that's life. Things happen, right? But I always thought in my head, man,
it's funny how he always wants to diversify. He really wants to diversify all the time. Oh, this is making me more money. Well, everyone else told me not to do it, so I listened to them, dude. Okay.
One day I would like to revive Project 7. I really would like to do it. Now, of course, time passes, and as you know, I adopted Direct Capture. I started live streaming. I moved across the country, yada, yada, yada. You know, here we are in 2015, and earlier this year, I was like, man, you know, now I'm settled into my new home, and I have my own office, and I have more rooms, more filming locations to do this kind of stuff. And what I would like to possibly do this year is, again, try to diversify my content. Try to do series such as a series about movies, where I talk about movies and stuff like that. I wanted to do a Google or YouTube news series starring Deathface. Was going to be
what?
Diversify my content. Try to do series such as a series about movies.
He wanted to do a movie series. You know, the thing is, he can kind of do that on Twitch, but can't do it, dude.
Where I talk about movies and stuff like that. I wanted to do a Google or YouTube news series starring Deathface. Was
a news series.
Going to kind of pretend to be like a Google employee, and he was going to joke about stuff at Google.
Okay.
I was talking about doing gaming news and stuff like that. And yes, I wanted to reinvigorate Project 7.
I kind of really want to see the Deathface YouTube thing. I really want to see that. I want to see what kind of jokes what clever jokes he would make for Google with Deathface. I mean, I could attempt it, but I just don't think I have the wit of the dark side, man. I mean, DSP's wit is so good. I mean, I don't think anyone can really copy it. So I mean, I'm not even gonna try, because I mean, I'll just look even more dumb. So, you know, the dark side wit, man.
From what it originally was. So the plan for Project 7 is to actually play the game that originally I was going to do back in 2010, have that footage, and implement that into the series, use my green screen that I have downstairs now to do green screen shots over the footage to pretend like I'm in the game at times, joking with Deathface and stuff like that, okay? And so, originally, I had planned that during the summer, the months of July and August in particular, I was going to be focused on working on Project 7, because traditionally, summer is slow. Summer's really freaking slow. But as we're going to talk about in a moment, things didn't work out as planned. But we're going to get to that. What I want to do right now is I want to tell you my original idea for Project 7. I want to tell you what the game is, and I actually want to tell you a little bit about my experience, because I actually was filming to do Project 7 in 2010, if you can believe it. Even though I just said I only made 3 videos, I actually filmed way more than that.
I wonder what happened to these videos. Why haven't we seen it? He had these. You know what he could have done in this was that he could have just played the videos, like, oh, this is what I filmed that I couldn't really work with, whatever. That would have been cool, but no, can't do that.
I filmed skits, and I filmed gameplay footage and all kinds of stuff. So here's what happened, ladies and gentlemen. Big spoiler alert, although people have been asking for this for years, so I'm going to tell you right up front, the skinny on Project 7.
The skinny dude.
So for years, people have been saying, what is the game? What is the game in just Project 7? You know, that Phil's talking about. What is the game that Phil hates, that Phil wants, you know, that Phil doesn't want to play, and Deathface is making him play? What could it be?
Could it be a game with number 7?
Well, the truth be told, that the game that I was going to play in Project 7 was not a game that I hated. That's actually the truth.
Wait, what?
Okay? And
then why were you saying this is going to be a game that I hated? Well, it's not the game I hated. Even back then, DSP doesn't understand the meaning of words. Poor piggy.
The truth of the matter is that the game that Deathface was forcing me to play in Project 7 was a game that I didn't hate, but I disliked because I felt the game, number one, was incredibly overhyped on its release. Number two is to this day still incredibly held in such high regard, and is just, its ass gets kissed constantly. And I honestly don't think that this game deserved.
You know what's funny? He's like, oh, I don't think this game deserves the praise it gets, man. Final Fantasy 7, I think, is overhyped. But then you see him play God of War. God of War is amazing, dude. Everyone, I think Santa Monica deserves a standing ovation, okay? God of War, man. Yeah, man. God of War. Okay? God of War is like amazing. It shows us that we don't need multiplayer and makes us think what it means to be a father. Kratos, who is known to kill gods, is now a father, dude, and what it means, you know? It's very relatable, dude. He's a father now, like all of us, except for me, because, you know, I copyright strikes, dude. Okay? So, that's insane. I think Santa Monica deserves a standing ovation and a fucking medal. I think the President of the United States should go over to Santa Monica and give them everything they ask. Thank God for God of War, dude. God of War, man. Really good, dude. So good. But then when you play the game and you're like a normal person, it's like, oh yeah, this game's pretty good. But he hates Final Fantasy VII because it's overhyped. But oh man, let him tell you all about God of War.
The recognition that it gets, I think that this game, quite honestly, is very much overestimated in how good it actually is because of my unique situation. All right, you have to understand that I grew up.
It's a situation, dude.
In the 1990s, those were like the golden years of gaming for me, and I was a person.
Oh my god, this meme of golden years of gaming. You know when you're gonna get to the point, we're all gonna get to the point when we get to a certain age, and people are gonna say, oh yeah, man, 2016, the golden age of gaming. Oh yeah, man, 2018, the golden age of gaming. Oh yeah, man, PlayStation 4, golden age of gaming. Oh yeah, man, PlayStation 5, golden age of gaming. It's almost like people kind of enjoy the years when they first start playing playing video games. You know? I could kind of say the same thing with me. Oh yeah, man, the N64, that was the golden age of gaming. Because that's when I started playing video games, so I would have more of like a memory of it. You know, it's like, what are you gonna remember the most? Your first bite of a juicy steak, or or you know, years later you're gonna have another piece of steak that's just like kind of there. You're gonna remember that fucking juicy ass steak. You're gonna be like, oh yeah, man, that steak when I had it the first time, oh man, it was so juicy and great. You know, this steak, yeah, this steak's good, but you know, it's just not the same steak as the one I had the very first time. But okay, the golden age of gaming in 1776. Those were the days.
Played games on the NES, the Super NES, the Genesis, and I was there for some of the core evolution of some of the major franchises of the time. And I had actually played games in this series before this game was released that I felt were much better than this game when this game was released. I think that it was the perfect storm of things going on that allowed this game to get the hype and recognition that it got, and that people to this day still in their heads hold it up as the best game of this genre ever, when in my opinion I don't think it's anywhere near close. So here we go. After 5 years of waiting, ladies and gentlemen,
they gotta be wrong.
I'm about to reveal the game that I was going to play in Project 7. Ladies and gentlemen, the game that we are talking about is a game that many of you guessed over the years, some of you did not. The game is, yes, you've probably figured it out by now.
He said that 2 times. Some of you guessed correctly, some of you did not. Now, all of you that guessed it.
Final Fantasy VII. Okay. Oh, now, well, it was Project 7, Final Fantasy VII. That was so easy to figure out. But, you know, over the years, I kind of tried to do things to, you know, get people to not think that that's what it was.
Like what? Okay.
And quite honestly, over the years, I had ideas that it would be something different. I kind of thought in my head, maybe I'll change it. But Final Fantasy VII.
He thought he was gonna change it. So then this reveal means nothing then. Oh well, it's Final Fantasy VII, but you know I was thinking in my head that I might change it. I wonder why he was thinking about changing it. Wow.
Just the wrong way. You know what? I already can tell you, this video is going to have tons of thumbs down. Everyone, oh, Phil's talking bad about Final Fantasy VII and Project 7 and all the thumbs down. I don't care. You know what? I'll thumbs down the goddamn video. I don't care, all right?
Why?
Final Fantasy VII, in my opinion, is one of the most over-regarded, overpraised, kiss-ass games of all time and doesn't deserve it. Here's why.
Well,
Number one, the game released on PlayStation 1, it was a huge acquisition for PlayStation because up to that point...
What? Here's why it sucks. Number one, Sony not bought it, but they commissioned or whatever Square to make Final Fantasy VII for the PlayStation 1. What? What the fuck? That's fucking stupid. Yeah, I can't believe Sony would want a Final Fantasy game on their console. That's fucking stupid, man. Final Fantasy VII sucks, dude.
The Final Fantasy series had only been on Nintendo. So to go from Nintendo and kind of jump ship to Sony was a huge deal. Number two...
Why is that such a big deal? Well, maybe if you're a kid. You know, when you're a child, you have a lot of investment on company loyalty. Like, you know, when you're a kid, you're like, oh, yeah, man, Nintendo's weird. It's that, fuck you, Sony. Oh, dude. PlayStation all the way. Fuck you, Nintendo. You know, it's like that kind of childish antics. You know, but then when you get older, you realize they're all fucking companies and they all want your money. So who fucking cares? But I guess that is a big deal if you're fucking petty. Goddamn Final Fantasy VII. What a great reason to hate a game.
It was one of the first major RPGs to have 3D graphics. Yes, most RPGs at the time were still 2D animated sprites. This was the first game to jump into full 3D. Okay? And so people, oh, it's so hyped because it's 3D. Number 3.
What are these reasons? Hold on, I want to hear this again.
Here's why. Number 1, alright? Final Fantasy VII, in my opinion, is one of the most over-regarded, overpraised, kiss-assed games of all time and doesn't deserve it. Here's why. Number 1, the game released on PlayStation 1. It was a huge acquisition for PlayStation because up to that point, the Final Fantasy series had only been on Nintendo. So to go from Nintendo and kind of jump ship to Sony was a huge deal. Number 2, it was one of the first major RPGs to have 3D graphics. Yes, most RPGs at the time were still 2D animated sprites. This was the first game to jump into full 3D. Okay? And so people, oh, it's so hyped because it's 3D.
Yeah, you know, it's the same thing like Mario 64. Everyone was so like, whoa, man, Mario's in 3D, dude. What are these complaints?
Number 3. Because the series already had such a huge installed fan base, regardless of the fact that the game might not have been, in my opinion, as good as previous games in the Final Fantasy series, people felt this was the future. This is the jump from Final Fantasy to the modern era. This is the game. This is what people say. Final Fantasy VII is the game that brought Western JRPGs to America and made them popular. I completely fucking disagree. I think that JRPGs were already popular in America.
Really? Okay. Aside from the Final Fantasy franchise, how many JRPGs can you list that you can remember people talking about? I mean, the most I could think of was Chrono Trigger. And maybe Dragon Quest, but you know, I didn't even know there was Persona games back then. I mean, they were like Shin Megami Tensei games. They were not called Persona. I think it was like a spin-off. I don't know, it was something weird. But I mean, I didn't know those existed. But I guess they were popular, dude.
Here's what I think. Final Fantasy VII was the first game to receive insane media hype because at that point, magazines and everything was becoming huge business. So let's hype the fuck out of Final Fantasy VII. We'll sell a ridiculous amount of magazines. We'll sell, ridiculous, because it's not like it is today where it's all about the internet and everything was free. Back then, you had to go buy the magazine to get the news on the new game. And I remember 7797. Everything was 77777. So Final Fantasy VII. And people who didn't even play video games ran out and bought PlayStations and bought Final Fantasy VII because it got so fucking.
And look now. Oh, you know, God of War is so good at selling consoles, dude. Everyone's going out to buy a PS4 because the reviews are so good, man. That's how you know the game's good, man. God of War is a good game. People are buying PS4s for God of War. you know, I always said DSP became everything he shat on Twitch. In terms of kind of how he streams and shit, but he really became everything he hated because he became the hype train. Oh man,
overhyped.
Take a Dasani sip.
So,
Dasani
that was the game
sip.
that I was going to play. And I was going to do gameplay of it, like do a playthrough off, I would say off stream. Gee, I didn't stream back then. But I was going to do a playthrough on camera with my old camera like I used to. But it wasn't going to upload the footage raw. I was going to use that footage in the series, okay?
Whoa, man.
Final Fantasy VII has a lot that can be made fun of, all right? Just off the top of my head, a few silly things about the game that I know could be hilarious in a series. Number one, why do the characters in the game in combat look normal? In combat in Final Fantasy VII, they walk up, they've got normal proportioned bodies, they look really cool, they kind of look like anime characters. Then they go to anything outside of combat, and they're like little squished chibi characters with really disproportioned heads and limbs.
Maybe because you're roaming the world, and they can't render, like... Okay. Oh, man. Imagine if he played Persona 3 Portable. Because that game, like the open world stuff is simply relegated to pretty much a cursor. You're pretty much a cursor in that game.
And it makes no fucking sense. Why did they do that? If you could obviously make the characters normal size in the combat, why couldn't you do that in the normal game?
It's a different camera. Isn't it a different camera for combat? Okay. Dasani is such shit water. Hey, man, he was paying for that water.
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any logical sense. I think it's honestly because it was going to take too much storage space. Because the game
that's
itself,
what it
I
is.
believe, was 3 or 4 discs at launch. And at that time, that was one of the, 4 discs at launch. It was high production cost. And so they said, we want to, no way we can have another disc or two to have the characters look higher resolution or better outside of combat. But it was so silly. I think the characters look terrible in the game. The music. I hate to say this because I know a lot of people love the soundtrack of Final Fantasy VII. I actually do. I love the overworld theme, and I love the boss battle.
The soundtrack. Oh, these are songs I like, but hold on.
Battles theme of Final Fantasy VII. I also love the song at the end, the Sephiroth song, One Winged Angel. I love that song. Oh, and the Genova theme I like. So there's like 4 songs in the game I really like. But compared to the soundtracks of Final Fantasy IV and VI, the other 2 games that had been localized for American audiences as Final Fantasy II and III.
Sorry about that cough.
I like the soundtracks of those games way better than I like the soundtrack of Final Fantasy VII.
Okay, Grandpa.
In fact, if you listen to the music of Final Fantasy IV or VI, and then you listen to the soundtrack of Final Fantasy VII, you're like, this game was on a CD.
Hold on. Let's see this. Final Fantasy IV soundtrack. That's a pretty good song. I'm probably gonna just whatever. Okay. Let's go here. Kind of sound the same to me. I mean, they're obviously different songs, but like, the way that they're made is like the same.
CD. Why the hell does the audio, the game music sound so terrible? Because it does. It sounds like MIDI music. It's like bum, 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 bum. Wait a minute. It's on a CD. You couldn't hire a phone.
Wait, it's on a CD, dude. Hold the phone. I like Final Fantasy IV soundtrack. Listen to this. Yeah. Yeah, man. This is my jam, dude. See, this is why Final Fantasy IV is the best one. Oh yeah, that one's kind of like upbeat, dude. Now I'm gonna show you Final Fantasy VI. Now let me tell you, this is some good shit right now, dude. Much better. This is amazing. Oh man, this is so good. Fuck you, Final Fantasy VII. This is the real shit, okay? Yeah, man. Final Fantasy 7 is shitty MIDI music, dude. Okay.
Real musician to fucking play the music. And the funny thing is, it was Nobuo Uematsu who orchestrated all this music, but the music sounds like shit a lot in the game. But then he went and he did symphonies, and he has a band who plays it, and the music sounds fucking badass. Why couldn't they make it?
Because maybe it would cost more money to do an orchestra for a game that might not sell very well? Maybe.
It's a CD fucking game. Record real quality music.
Just because the game's on CD doesn't mean you're gonna get CD quality music. Does he think that if you get a CD, you're gonna just everything's done with orchestras? Okay.
And put it on the CD. Don't fucking, and that was the thing, because again, space constraints, right? But for me, it's like, you're bringing this game into the new era, the era of CDs. Go all out. And it seems like they kind of skimped. The music wasn't as high quality as I would have liked it to be. I didn't like that the graphics were different in combat than outside of combat. It looked like little chibis. And also, the characters. Some of the characters in Final Fantasy VII are the poorest developed characters I've seen in a role-playing game. Coming off of games like Final Fantasy IV and VI, where every character had this big fleshed-out story, with a few exceptions here or there. But when you played a character in those games, you cared about that character. You learned about their backstory. You learned about their personality traits. Some of the characters in Final Fantasy VII is like Cait Sith. It's a fucking robot that's controlled by someone who works for the Shinra Corporation. And that's it. Like, there's almost no backstory for Cait Sith. You can play as the character for most of the game, but there's never really that much backstory. It's never really, it's not fleshed.
Now that I'm streaming this, can anyone tell me, did they actually give the robot a backstory? I have a feeling that there's a little bit more to Cait Sith than she's just a robot built by a company. I feel like DSP is omitting some important details from her. But okay.
There's entire characters in that game. Cloud sucks. Cloud sucks as a protagonist because he's got amnesia. So he's really a non-character. He's a brood, emo brood. And he was kind of the first...
A non-character because he doesn't remember what's going on. If the main character is an amnesia character, if he's suffering through amnesia, then the story kind of revolves around that. Like, oh... He doesn't remember his past. Well, he's gonna try to remember his past. But okay.
Kind of stereotypical JRPG character. That's the stereotypical male character brooding. And it's stupid.
Oh man, it's stupid that they're depressed, dude. Only he could be depressed.
In my opinion, I thought that the characters, the protagonists from the previous Final Fantasy games...
I think I get it. I think I get why he really hates Final Fantasy VII. I think it because it reminds him of his own depression. So every time he plays Final Fantasy VII, he just gets kind of PTSD flashbacks to his depression, dude. That's what it is. It reminds him of the cocktail of medications.
Way better. I could sit here and talk about Final Fantasy VII for about 4 hours and tell you why I don't think the game is anywhere near as good as Final Fantasy IV or VI. Just from my perspective. But I'm sure there's tons of people out there who are going to disagree with me because they've got those rose-colored glasses.
Yeah, that's what it is. Not that they might have a better opinion or different opinion. No, that must be it.
Right? This was the first major Final Fantasy game that hit Western shores and was super hyped by American media. And people loved it. It sold like crazy.
Media.
Some people, this was their first Final Fantasy. So for that, of course, you're going to say, well, this is the best Final Fantasy. And I completely disagree. Now, I will obviously agree that there were other Final Fantasies that were far worse than 7. I thought that 8 was fucking atrociously bad. And I think 10 is actually pretty good. Now that I've played the whole game, I think it's a pretty good game. I actually never played. I had 12, but I never played significantly into it. I got so caught up with the open world combat of 12 that I played it more for the combat than the story. But I digress.
Okay.
Final Fantasy VII was the game I was going to play. And you might not know this, so here's some more reveals, right?
Reveals,
In
dude.
2010, I actually played it. I played like half of the game. I got all the way... I actually remember...
But he told us he played it 10 minutes ago or so. He was like, oh, yeah, I was gonna capture Final Fantasy VII. I played it and captured it, dude. Wow, no shit.
Remember, I got to the Shinra Corporation. I fucking hate that stage. that's one of the most poorly designed stages in a JRPG I've ever played, because you don't know where you're supposed to be fucking going. You end up walking in circles. You end up getting so many random encounters that the fucking thing takes hours to beat. And unless you know exactly where to go with what key card to open what fucking door on what elevator, you could be stuck in Shinra Corporation for like hours on end, and it's torture. Once you get past Shinra Corporation, the game actually picks up, and there's a couple really good parts of Final Fantasy VII. But I remember I was doing this playthrough, and I had already done 2 to 3 sessions of gameplay.
Whoa, man.
At the time, we're talking hours, because back then I used to record for a long time. So we're talking, I probably had like 10, 15 hours of gameplay of Final Fantasy VII recorded. And it just never came together. I had the gameplay, and it never came together that I made the series back.
Oh, man. Feels bad.
And I even had the infamous bathhouse scene, the infamous cross-dressing scene, all the infamous, ridiculous, silly, Japanese culture hilarity that really doesn't translate well into American culture. All those jokes, I had all filmed and ready to go. I never did anything with it.
He was gonna do a jokes on that. In 2015, DSP was gonna make a joke about cross-dressing. I wonder what the joke was gonna be. DSP was gonna dress up as a girl? Imagine you go to watch a DSP video and he does this Project 7 thing, and he does a cross-dressing joke, and he dresses up as a woman. He wears Leanna's clothes. Oh my god, that would scare some people.
And that is disappointing. I know it's disappointing because, think of the potential back then if I had made a series like that on YouTube when I was blowing up on YouTube. If I had made a series like gameplay mixed in with skits and how it might have taken off. But, for whatever reason, I remember there were...
Hello, it's me, Dark Side Filipina. And I'm here to stream for you guys on Twitch, dude. Oh, God.
Other releases coming out, and I wanted to play those, and people were dying to see me play those. And the interest for Project 7 waned and finally died out. And then in 2012, I rebooted it, and it was exciting. And then it died out again because the series had to be canceled.
Keep
and so
tapping
now
the
fast
table.
forward to 2015, and me saying, wow, maybe now I do direct capture, right? So I can actually do a high-quality playthrough of Final Fantasy VII, which I never did before. And I'm thinking, here in the summer, it's going to be pretty dead. So really, here's what I was estimating was going to happen this year. Around late June, I was thinking, typically after E3, there's nothing going on in games. So late June, what I will do is I'll have it so my second streams will be me working on Project 7. I'll be filming Final Fantasy VII, sessions, like 2-hour sessions of offline gameplay, and hopefully, say, late June into mid-July, late July, maybe I'll have gotten through the game and beaten the game, and then I can take August to sit down and write skits, film skits, do these skits, so that I can implement... I'm not a video editor, dude. I can't do skits. I'm not a skit maker. Skits are dumb. They're for immature people. This gameplay footage that I've recorded in June and July and put it into the series, and maybe I can have a couple episodes done for the fall, release it over the fall to get hype for it, and then maybe next year when things die down again in gaming, which undoubtedly they do early in the year, then I could work on it again. As you guys know, that didn't work out at all. What ended up happening this year was this ended up being not only an incredibly busy summer for me because of new releases and other stuff going on, but what it seems to be is that there really won't be downtime anymore. There's now so much going on with gaming between re-releases and episodic releases and DLC releases and indie games, and the fact that now I have really widened my reach. He never fucking stopped anything to play a fucking indie game. Now does he go out of his way to play indie games? This sounds like a guy that's like trying to get out of doing homework. Oh, hey Phil, are you gonna do your homework? Bob, what are you talking about? I can't do my homework right now. I have this to do, I have that to do, I have too much to do, man. I can't do my calculus homework. Let me get on my back, woman. With the content that I make for you, it's not just I play the new overhyped games, and if there's new overhyped games, I don't do anything. No, now I've really reached out, especially with the Patreon stuff. I do montages and I do marathons and stuff like that. My content's different. He does montages now. Man, he had to hold a big L for that one. He needs to hold a big L for that. That's
That's a pretty big one.
Than how things used to be in 2010 and even in 2012. I'm a very different person and a different content creator now than I used to be. And even compared to last summer I remember I moved and there was downtime during the move time because there was nothing really coming out.
Move time, dude.
This year didn't happen. We had Batman Arkham Knight that came out in late June because it was delayed. That carried into the whole first half of July, right? Then we had a DLC for it. Then we had little mini releases like Godzilla. And even through this month of August, which so far for the first half of August, there's been no major releases. There's still things that people want me to check out, like the Rare Replay Collection, like Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. And even though I intended
I have a lot of stuff to do. Don't worry, I'm not I have okay.
Having time to work on Project 7, it just haven't worked out. So now let's get to the skinny of things. And again, people get thumbs down the video. Go ahead, thumbs it down. I hope
thumbs
this
it
video
down,
has
dude.
4,000 thumbs down at this point. I really don't care.
4,000 thumbs down. Aw, man. He only has 980. Aw. What a bummer, man. Only 980 thumbs down. He really was hoping for more. Aw.
Because the bottom line is I'm an honest person. And I am stressed out right now to my wit's end. I'll be
Look at him, man. Dude, he is so stressed out. Whew.
Because I'm thinking, I got to work on Project 7. I promised the viewers I'd work on Project 7. And we even have Patreon goals based off of Project 7. And I still don't have anything to fucking show for it yet.
Then why did you make it a goal? Sorry, that was a yawn. I'm sorry. I apologize, everyone. I'm sorry. Then why do you make it a goal? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, man. This sounds like a good idea to make it a Patreon goal. I don't know what to do, man. Okay.
Yet, there's still a large group of people who are saying, Phil, you should be playing this DLC, and why didn't you go back to Splatoon, and why didn't you do this? You should, I wish I could clone myself. I wish I could clone myself and I could have one person who does creative things with video and another person who does gameplay footage, but it doesn't.
Oh, this mean.
Not the
if only I could divide myself like an amoeba, dude. I wish I could just have multiple clothes working on stuff, man. I can't do it.
Case right now, all right?
Oh, but let me tell you, he could take a day off to hang out with Cat. Cat! He can hang out with Cat, he can, leave stream early for no reason and that doesn't look odd at all. Really good. Really good.
And quite honestly, 2 days now in a row, I wanted to work on Project 7, and I intended on working on Project 7, and it hasn't worked out. And the reason it hasn't worked out is because of various reasons. Last week, Patreon stuff happened. I had to do stuff for patrons, and I had to do the best and worst of June and July montage, which people were asking me for 2 months. Where is it? You didn't do one for June, and it ended up taking up most of the day for me to work on this project. Today, right? I had every intention. I'm going to work on Patreon stuff in Project 7. What happens? The Street Fighter V beta, which completely failed back in July, launches out of nowhere.
He fucking stopped doing Project 7 to play a failed Street Fighter V beta. Man, he took so many L's in the past. And the L's keep coming. It won't stop, ever.
Turn it on today for 2 hours. So I was like, well, it's now or never, because coming up soon, it's the hardcore gaming season. I'll have no chance to play this, right? There's no chance for me to go back. I have to play the beta now if I'm going to play it. So I jump in and I played it for 2 hours, and I did. I got good footage of it, and people on the stream enjoyed it, so that was great. But you see what's happening. It's like everything's kind of conspiring and saying, Phil, just... there's no time for Project 7. Don't do Project 7. And right now, I've got no footage recorded whatsoever of Final Fantasy 7 that I can use in the series. And I really, realistically, with the timing right now, of everything going on and the things I'm trying to finish and the things that people want me to do, I'm like, I don't think I could put anything together. I don't. And here's the thing. If I do relaunch Project 7, I want it to be good. And what I mean by that is, do I want it to be amazing, high-quality level stuff like the reboot of Project 7 was with respect to Pac? No. But I want it to be a quality product. If I'm going to be taking time out from doing my normal work and away from gameplay that you want to see me do, right? I want it to be worth everyone's while. I don't want to whip something together for the sake of, you know, I promised this and I'm obligated to do this, or, you know, people, you know, I said I would do it, so I'm just going to do it. I'm going to whip it together and do it quick, and then it sucks. The thing that really sucks in life is when you have responsibilities like that. Like, I know, for example, they're writers, right?
What?
Do it, so I'm just going to...
Hold on.
I don't want to whip something together for the sake of, oh, you know, I promised this and I'm obligated to do this, or, you know, people, you know, I said I would do it, so I'm just going to do it. I'm going to whip it together and do it quick, and then it sucks.
But sometimes you kind of have to do that. Like, it does suck. I mean, there are sometimes you need to make that call to end something, but at the same time, I mean, it's... You should have had a proof of concept. God damn it.
The thing that really sucks in life is when you have responsibilities like that. Like, I know, for example, they're writers, right? And they end up having these contracts with a publishing house. And because they're a popular writer, oh, you got a 5-book deal with the publishing house. But the writer really only has 2 books that he wants to write. And he tells the publishing house that, and they're like, well, too bad. We'll publish the 2 books
you know what's kind of funny? Is that he kind of gives the same story with Cat, but he's like, it happens with Stephen King, you know? He writes one good book, then writes a shitty book to fit the contract. So that shitty book might be just to satisfy a contract, dude, okay? Sound good?
Want, but we also need 3 more from you. So then that writer ends up writing 2 great books and 3 shit books, because he doesn't have the time to write the other 3 books. He wants to focus only on the 2, and you know, he was contractually obligated. Was the only reason that he did it. I don't want to become that person who becomes obligated to do something and therefore puts out shit work. When I'm going to put out something creative,
you put out a lot of shit work. Okay.
Or I'm going to do a project where it's going to take a lot of extra work and editing and things.
What is
I want it
going
to
on?
be good. I don't want to just go through the motion. It's out shit work. When I'm going to put out something creative, or I'm going to do a project where it's going to take a lot of extra work and editing and things, I want it to be good. I don't want to just go through the motions for the sake of doing it. And don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't want to do Project 7. I just don't think that I could do Project 7 right now with the time frame that I have to work on it and put out anything quality for you, for numerous reasons. Number 1, I don't have a camera. Right now, the camera I'm using is my webcam, and it's great. This webcam is great for in here, but I can't move this webcam around my house to film things, and this webcam has no zoom whatsoever. My old camera over here, my Sony camera, I'll bring it over.
You can't go outside to film? Okay.
This is my Sony camera. This is the camera that I used for the old Project 7. This is the camera that I used for the longest time to film all of my vlogs and stuff. This camera's on its last legs. This camera won't even film anything longer than around 10 minutes. At 10 minutes, the camera just decides, oh well, and it stops recording. It's not...
Stops recording, dude. But then how come you were able to do 20-minute reviews before? Oh, he was using his webcam. But he doesn't need to leave the house. He could just do what he did in the Connecticut condo. Oh, Deathface locked me in my office, dude. Oh shit, now I gotta play games. That's all he needs to do. And then take the webcam he has right now. Take it. Put it in like somewhere else, then pretend to be Deathface. Oh, I got you, Phil. Brr. But okay, you can't do that.
Not a battery issue. It's just the camera's old as fuck. Do you know how many years I?
It's not a battery issue. It's just camera's old as fuck. It's a camera's old as fuck issue. Oh man.
Camera. How many hours a day I was using it? This camera was not built for that much use, and it's dying.
It's dying,
so,
dude.
I don't have a camera. I have this camera.
Come on. Now, someone would kind of donate a camera to him. You know what? I wonder if someone tells him, "Hey Phil, if I donate a camera, will you film Project 7?" Imagine if someone asked him that. "Hey Phil, if I send you a camera, are you gonna do Project 7?
This is a Panasonic camcorder. It's a Handycam camcorder. It's really not very good. It's blurry. The focus is terrible. The color adjustment is terrible. It says it does 1080p, but every video I've ever filmed on it in 1080p looks blurry as hell. So it's not a good camera. This is a good camera for me to very quickly do a vlog moving around the house or on a vacation. This is not a camera that I would want to use for an edited series. The videos will look like shit. And I have been trying to raise money this year to buy a better camera. and it just hasn't turned out. In fact, a couple of months, I went
This
under.
whole thing with the camera is such a weird fucking part of his life. I don't remember how he described it, but the way that if you have multiple goals on Patreon, the way that it works is that if you have $80, let's say, for a goal, if you add to a goal, you can only go up from there. So, like, the next goal I would have after that, if I want to make it, like, another 80, the second goal would be 160. No, 260. Yeah, it would be 260. Wait, or would it be 360? God damn it. 80. 86. Yeah, 160. You would have to put the goal as 160. Because that's how you kind of do it, and you kind of go from there. The way that I think he wanted to do the second Patreon goal is to literally take the amount that it would take to get a new camera, and instead of like kind of scaling it to how much you would, I don't know, it was really fucking weird, and it's just not even worth it. It's like he took the goal amount, which was like $12.50. He added that to the other goal, so it'd be $12.50 plus $12.50 plus the camera amount. That's kind of how it sounds like he wanted. It was really fucking weird. And then Patreon said he reached the camera goal, and then he never did the camera goal. It's so weird with him and money. That's why, like, when he starts talking about Patreon, it's very hard to take him seriously. Very fucking hard.
The goals that I had tried to put up on Patreon. And as you know, I've got a lot of debt from moving across the country. I don't have money to throw. I don't have $1,000 that I could take to go buy a camera and batteries and everything. I don't have the money. If this were 2-3 years ago,
doesn't have the money,
I was living
dude.
in Connecticut before I moved, and I had all this debt. Sure, then I had all this disposable income.
Oh,
It's a difference in.
Of course. Back then it was, dude. It was the debt. The debt fucked me. Now the detractors, they fucked me, dude. They fucked me, man. It's the detractors. I wonder what it's gonna be 20 years from now. I mean, right now it's right now it's kind of YouTube ad revenue. But I wonder what the next Boogeyman's gonna be. It keeps shifting. It keeps shifting. But when you talk to him now, oh man, I made so much money before the detractors shot me, man. I was making stupid amount of money. I would make a lot of money, man. Here, the debt fucked me, man. The debt got me in the ass, dude. I can't do anything, man. Okay.
Situation now, and I just can't. I don't have the resources and the money to get equipment to make a good series. That would be Project 7. Okay. Number 2, time wise, right now, if I were to work on Project 7, with even the days, I said that I would take maybe 3 to 4 days in the month of August to work on Project 7. We all know it didn't work out last week because I was working on that montage, which I had promised first. I had to go first because I had been waiting for 2 months to make the July and June montage, and I had patron responsibilities today. Today, again, Street Fighter V out of nowhere. Maybe this might be the only opportunity for you to ever play it. Of course I'm going to do that today, out of nowhere.
Of course.
And I have more patron responsibilities. Tonight, instead of doing any kind of a gameplay stream, tonight I'm going to be doing patron perks, mailing out t-shirts. I got 1 or 2 private Q&A videos to do. I've got responsibilities to patrons. So it's not working out. If I were to do Project 7, I would...
He could do Project 7 with Leanna, or do the way he did before, where he was stuck in his condo, and he was this guy staring at a TV talking to himself. He could literally do that. He doesn't have to do the fucking game world stuff. He could do what he did back in the old days.
2 more days, so I would have a week from today, which would be the 21st of August, and maybe like the last day of August, the 31st, which is a Monday. Maybe I could cram in sometime then, but do you really think realistically in 2 days I can write, film, edit, and get something together for you? You know what I mean?
Why don't you
the
try?
Stress around me of people saying, Phil, play this.
Why don't you try? There's 2 days. Why should I try? Fuck it.
Game. Phil, you should be playing this. And it seems to me, and I'll be honest with everyone. I'm going to be honest. This is me, and I'm the only real person that can give you this information because I'm the only person who is the focal point of all the feedback that I get.
Listen to me.
It seems to me that right now, the consensus is, even though people would like to see Project 7 come back, they'd want to see it as a quality product. They don't want to see a rushed piece of crap. And it also seems to me that right now in particular, that we're at the end of the summer. With the limited time I have left before the new releases start coming out, people would rather see me focus on Fallout New Vegas, finishing Metroid Prime.
Which is kind of funny, because this was around the time when he kept shitting on people who criticized Patreon events and said, "You have no room to complain about Patreon events, okay? The patrons love this. They paid for this. You have no room to criticize, because you're getting it for free." Now, the people who didn't pay for this Patreon perk wants me to do other stuff, so I'm going to do the other stuff. I'm going to listen to them. Man, DSP really loves his fans.
Doing an episodic release like Tales from the Borderlands, playing maybe a little bit more of Just Cause 2, but in addition to that, doing what I promised you I was going to do back in May and returning to Splatoon at least for one major stream so I could play the new game modes and the weapons, and I could give you a kind of follow-up review of what I think about the game 3 months later now that all that free content that they promised had been released. The DLC releases that are coming out, like there is a Batman DLC release, and a lot of people would like to see, is this DLC release even worth playing this month, or is it a piece of crap, right? There's stuff that people want to see me do that I'm not doing. And people are disappointed. Man, I can't believe Phil didn't do that because, you know, he's busy with other stuff. And I'm disappointed that people want to see me do all this stuff now. It seems to flip. Earlier this year, I swear, this is what it seemed to me. Earlier this year in January, it seemed like there was a movement. And people were like, "Phil, we like the gameplay you're doing, but we want to see you do other stuff."
There was a movement, dude. The Antifa people went out to DSP's stream and demanded he not do Project 7. That's what happened. The Antifa people got him. What the fuck?
Now, it seems to flip. Earlier this year, I swear, this is what it seemed to me. Earlier this year in January, it seemed like there was a movement. And people were like, "Phil, we like the gameplay you're doing, but we want to see you do other stuff. We want to see you branch out and do better quality reviews with gameplay footage. We want to see you do more edited series, and we want to see you do more montages." And now we're in August, and if you actually look, whenever I do a montage, the views are kind of like falling off. When I started much earlier this year, the montages I was doing were getting 30,000 views, and everyone was hyped to see them. Now it's kind of like, I do one, and it's like, well, Phil did the montage, but when's that playthrough coming out? And that's what it seems to me like. Now the focus has shifted.
Okay.
People prefer to see me play the games and review the games.
What about the
patrons?
patrons?
That's what people are into. So I kind of got to go with what people want to see me do, right?
Yeah, not the patrons. Fuck you, patrons. These people who didn't give me a dime want me to play games. I'm going to listen to them, okay? Thanks for the money, though.
Rush and try to put out a piece of crap Project 7 for you that I don't think would be up to the quality standards that I want to set, just because I said that I would do it when all these circumstances have kind of happened, and almost, like I said, it's almost like the planets aligned and are telling me don't do Project 7.
The planets aligned, dude.
And so what I want to tell you in this video, now that I'm sure everyone has thumbed it down, right? It's like 4 million thumbs down. 4 million thumbs down. A few things.
Oh, man.
Number one.
It
This
only
does
has
not mean that I'm never doing Project 7. It just means that as of right now,
980,
I'm announcing
whoops.
I'm not doing it right now. It doesn't make sense, all right? I will possibly, in the future, if I do have a turnaround and I'm not in this much debt and I can get a better camera and I can work on these things a lot better, I'll work on Project 7. But I would rather put out something that's nicely produced and is a good quality thing rather than a turd, okay? And a rushed turd.
But even then, how good can one guy make a video? Like, was he expecting to make fucking, Christopher Nolan level shit? I mean, you're one guy. If you just put, whatever together, people are gonna understand, oh, it's one guy. But okay.
That's number one. So, Project 7 is not going to happen now, but it doesn't mean it's never going to happen. It just means not right now. Number two, what that means is that the days in August that I had said I was taking away from streaming are now rescinded. As of today, so I streamed today, so that was rescinded. Next Friday, the 21st, I'm going to be working.
Wow. Oh, he had all these days say he took off. Oh, well, fuck it, I'm not gonna do it. Dude, there's only 2 days I could work on it. But if you had multiple days taken off, then you might as well just... He really just did not want to do Project 7. That's what this is. He just did not want to do it.
I'm going to be doing 1 to 2 gameplay streams, and it's going to probably be the continuation of what I'm doing, or maybe it might be a good opportunity to say that'll be the day that I return to Splatoon. And I do a big stream of Splatoon, and I do my follow-up on Splatoon, okay? So there will be no more days of August where I'm not streaming. I'm going to be streaming every day daily, whether it's continuing playthroughs or new things that I wasn't going to do. I can now do them, stuff like that. I'm doing that, okay? So I am going to rejuggle the schedule around, and I'll have more information about that for you shortly. Number 3, Patreon, because it was kind of tied to Project 7, obviously now is going to change. And I want you to understand that I am very deeply sorry that I was not able to put together a Project 7 product for you. I know that it was a goal for the month of August for me to take all this time off to work on Project 7. And I also know that for patrons who pledged a certain amount of money, it was one of your perk levels that you possibly could be a part of Project 7 or another project. Right now, I'm going to be honest with everyone. At this point, I'm taking the Project 7 thing off the table. So if you did pledge to those perk levels on Patreon, you still can be a part of a project. I've already announced this. I'm doing both a Thanksgiving and a Christmas special this year. And they're going to be different. I think Thanksgiving is going to be more gameplay oriented. Christmas is going to be more of like a holiday special like I used to do.
The holiday one was great. The guy who's the patron only had to do a voiceover and just say the Street Fighter V beta didn't work. And that's all he did. That's his involvement.
There may be a skit or something involved in it, and I'm going to try to get people involved in helping me with that.
Only one person got involved.
You have opportunity to be a part of either of those if you did pledge to that highest perk level on a Patreon. So don't think that I'm going to renege on my commitment or anything. No. I said from the get-go it would either be Project 7 or something else. Right now, I'm just telling you officially it's not going to be Project 7 because it's not happening now. The earliest I would even consider working on Project 7 at this point would possibly be next year. Okay?
Next year.
Now, I'm going to go one step further. I could easily say that's it and end the video. But no, I feel bad. I genuinely feel bad.
I genuinely feel bad. Oh boy.
That Project 7 isn't happening. And so,
does he look that bad? Does he look heartbroken that he had to kill his baby? I don't know.
Because I had a goal on my July Patreon that was $1,250, right? That I was going to take time off this month to work on Project 7, which never happened. I never took the time off, right? But there was $250, so the goal below that was $1,000. So there was $250 there that was supposed to be to make up for the days that I wasn't going to work. Well, now I'm working on those days. So I'm not just going to pocket that money like these other people who use Patreon or Kickstarter or whatever. And never actually come through. To be to make up for to work on Project 7, which never happened. Because I had a goal on my July Patreon that was $1,250, right? That I was going to take time off this month to work on Project 7, which never happened.
$1,250. Okay.
Happened. I never took the time off, right? But there was $250, so the goal below that was $1,000. So there was $250 there that was supposed to be to make up for the days that I wasn't going to.
$250. So So let me get this straight. He feels bad for the $250 that was there. So he doesn't want to pocket the $250, but he's okay to pocket the $1,250.
Gonna work. Well, now I'm working on those days. So I'm not just gonna pocket that money like these other people who use Patreon or.
Oh yeah, not like these other people that pocket money from Patreon. I'm not like them. I'm not gonna pocket the $250. I'm just gonna pocket the $1,250, and you're gonna just have to be about it, okay? Just be quiet, okay? I'm only taking $1,000. I'm only taking $1,250, and walking away with it. The $250 though, that's a little too much. I don't want to take the $250. What a great guy.
Kickstarter or whatever, and then they never actually come through with their promises. No. That money is going to now be reduced from my future Patreon. So
No, what should have happened, and I'm surprised, I don't know if Tevin brought it up in his old video when he used to cover it, or my own video, but he should have done the goal for free. That goal should have been a for free goal. If he did that goal for free, I would be I might be able to kind of at least see where he's coming from with that, at the very least. But to not even take the whole thing off, I mean, this guy can fuck himself. He never does goals anymore because it's work. No, he doesn't do goals anymore because he does Twitch sub goals, dude. You gotta grow that Twitch channel with gifted subs. Sound good? If a Patreon doesn't do with the goal, the money should be automatically returned. Well, Paul. Well, here's the thing about Patreon, and the thing is that it really does depend on who's using the goal and all this other stuff. I mean, like most things, you kind of have to look at who's running the page. Technically, yeah, it's not. I mean, Patreon does not hold you accountable for the goal. However, to me, it depends on what the goal is. Like, you know, I have goals on my Patreon. Like, I have one that says, okay, you know, if you want to see more consistent streaming or videos, you know, give me like $20 on Patreon goal, and I'll do more consistent stuff like that. If I think I lowered it to 40, I'll do a podcast. You know, that kind of stuff. You know, that stuff is fine because it's just kind of like, look, I need support. I need something to kind of support me doing this stuff because the stuff I'm doing isn't giving me any money. You know, this is a way to support. The way that DSP does it, though, saying like, oh, I'll do Project 7, he should have had a proof of concept. And unfortunately, DSP, like all these other people that kind of weasel their way through fucking websites that give people money, weasel their way around things all the time. It's the same thing with Twitch. You cannot beg for bits, you can't beg for money on Twitch. DSP has found a way to kind of weasel his way around that. Oh, guys, gotta participate. Sound good? Participation, dude. Wanna participate? Wanna make this interactive? He finds ways to kind of weasel money. I don't really blame the websites. I just blame that they really need to watch the stream and to kind of get the context of it. Because, yeah, if I tell you, hey guys, DSP's begging for money, he's saying participate and interact with him. The guy that doesn't watch his stream is going to say, how is that begging? He's asking for participation. He's asking for interaction. They're very vague terms. So that's my issue. I don't necessarily blame these websites. It's just that these people find ways to weasel their way around, and these websites need to look at what the person is fucking doing. As DSP would say, okay, they need actual humans to validate the system, okay? They need a human to watch his pre-stream and see if he says anything like participate in connection with money, okay? They need to watch his streams and understand what the connection is. But all these websites have favorites, pretty much.
So this month, the month of August, right? I have goals right now on Patreon.
The thing that sucks is that he kind of makes the thing that sucks about DSP is that he makes Patreon sound like a shitty website, like most other fucking money whores on the internet. Like they make those kind of sites look bad, but you know, Patreon has been very helpful for many other people. I've seen other artists do a lot of good things with it. Mega64 has done good things with it, etc., etc. DSP is here on Patreon, and he's just kind of fiddling his fucking money out of it. Babe, welcome to Patreon. You get to sometimes maybe vote for games, dude. Oh yeah, gotta watch my language in front of the bun, dude. But what about all the processing, begging, the pre-screening, begging to the monthly goals? And you're right, they need to monitor the whole shit. They just need to look at stuff. I mean,
And right now, as of the moment you're watching this video, I want to let you know I've reduced those goal levels by $250.
Oh,
so
good thing. I mean, yeah, man. Imagine pocketing $250. Oh, that's terrible. But doing a goal for 1250 and not doing anything for that goal at all, that's much better. That's okay. You can keep the money. Well, the goal should be free. I just don't get why the 250 is the price point he feels bad about. I mean, I would feel more bad about the 1250 than the 250. Like, if I was in his shoes and I got paid 1250 to do Project 7, I'd probably be more like, I'd probably close my Patreon at that point. If I did nothing for 12, like, it's one thing, like, to even go back to, like, Feminist Frequency. I know a lot of people are gonna be fucking, oh my god, Theo, but here's the thing with that, though. It's not her fault that she got paid over the goal. People just went to give her money over the goal, and then she just, took the money and did whatever with it. I mean, you could argue how the money is spent, but the money that went over was clearly just to support her. And you could kind of debate on that one way or the other, that's fine. But the point is that if someone has a Patreon, they're making like a lot of money and they have no goals, let's say, then it's clear that the people that are giving them the money are trying to support him. And that's what I've been saying in general. It's fine if you want to support DSP. It's fine if you want to support, whatever. I mean, I might call people who give him money cucks on Twitch. I mean, I would call you a cuck, mostly, if you go to his Twitch and you rally to the point where you give him like over $100, then you're a fucking cuck. Giving him $1, giving him 20, giving him 30, giving him 40, that's fine. But if you're running out and be like, oh my god, Phil, let me save the day, Phil. Oh my god, Phil. Oh my god, fuck the haters. Here's $200. Then you're a fucking cuck. But if you're like, hey man, I like your videos. Here's 50. Okay, you like his videos. You gave him 50. Good on you. But fucking running and giving DSP like your bank account money, like, come on. Sorry, but he's just a hustler. He's making promises as empty. Of course he's a hustler. I'm not gonna disagree with that, dude. I agree with that.
You already gave me the money last month. I didn't come through with Project 7 as promised, so that goal level, that money, is being applied to August now.
But not the 1250? That went to nothing? Oh, man. He's so grateful, man. He got 1250, and that's just not going to go anywhere. The 250 will go to the goal. so he could get, like, somewhat money. Somewhat double money.
The top goal level...
So pretty much he got, like, almost double money.
Now for August is not $1,250, it's $1,000. If I can raise $1,000 on Patreon, I'm going to be doing an indie marathon, okay? So that's the way for me to come through and not... I could easily just say I'm a dick and pocket the money like some people fucking do, but I can't. I couldn't live with myself.
Yeah, he could live with himself for $250. $1,000 though. The 1,000. Oh yeah, let me keep that. That's fine. The 1,000 can sit in my wallet just a-okay. The 250. Oh, this is dirty money, man. This is dirty money. I'm just gonna put that into the other goal, so it's less dirty. But the 1,000, that's fine. No guilty conscience about that.
Understand that I want this to be a working relationship where you guys watch my content for free and enjoy it. I get to have a living doing this. You pledge to my Patreon, you get cool perks. I have goal levels and cool events and things that I give back to you, but I also get that money for funding and constant improvement and things, right? So I am not going to just pocket that money. It goes towards now August. So all the August goals have been reduced. That money went from July and got taken away from July and placed towards the August levels, okay? So understand, I apologize. If you are very disappointed, you were dying to see Project 7 right away. I'm disappointed too. You know what? I'm going to thumbs down this video.
I'm going to thumbs it down.
On YouTube. I'm going to personally thumbs down my own fucking video because I'm disappointed that shit didn't turn out the way that I had hoped. But that's life. And, we move forward positively. So,
gotta move forward positive. You gotta keep moving forward, dude.
We're interested. If you weren't interested in Project 7, this is certainly good news for you because it means there's going to be at least 2 full more days of content in the month of August.
I don't know. Because I don't know. I don't know.
Including Splatoon coverage and other stuff, and that I'm gonna not be so stressed out and pulled apart and focused on other stuff. I'm gonna be focused on the gameplay content that people have been asking.
I just think he's kind of like a case study of how the more you kind of become a hermit, the more dumb you get. 1250 is going to feed his face on another DSP tries it. Remember those Taco Bell where he put all that food on the table? Oh yeah, of course. He probably went on a like food streak that day.
For, okay? So, in summary, Project 7 is something that I think could potentially still be a successful project in the future when I have the means to do it, meaning the right equipment, the right funding, and the time.
The right funding.
Now, unfortunately, even though I wanted it to be, is not that time, and I'm making the executive decision to not make Project 7 and produce it now because I don't want to rush out something that I don't feel would be up to the quality standards that you deserve and that I want to put out. I don't want to rush and put out a turd. I want to work on it and put out something good, but I can't do that right now, especially with the very limited amount of time that I have between now and being incredibly busy with new releases coming out in the future months. So I apologize I couldn't come through, but there will be more gameplay footage. I'm listening directly to your feedback, which is why I'm doing this. And like I said, I'm not just taking patron funds and pocketing them. Those who did have the high patron goal level hit, you can be a part of the Thanksgiving or Christmas specials, which I'll be talking about soon. And I'll be giving you information about what those specials will entail so you can decide which one you want to be a part of. If you did pledge to my Patreon in the month of July,
why not tell us now?
You know, that goal level was $250. That money's being applied till August. So I'm reducing those goals. So again, I'm not pocketing anything. It's all,
I'm not pocketing anything, dude.
Trying to be kosher and transparent here.
Kosher and transparent,
I'm very
dude.
saddened that I couldn't come through.
I'm saddened I get to keep $1,000 for nothing. I mean the $250. I'm sad about the $250, dude. Yeah, the $250. Yeah.
Yeah, but now that I've explained what the project is, you understand the work that it would entail to do what this is going to be. I hope you understand.
What work? You know what? We sat through this. And I don't think what he described would be that hard to do. All he has to do is play fucking Final Fantasy VII, have Deathface come in and be like, oh man, you're stupid, and then have him just be like, no man, I'm gonna beat this, and then there you go. That did not sound like it'd take a lot of time. What was the plan? He was gonna go out and about, he was gonna film at Walmart? Okay guys, Deathface has me going to Walmart, dude. Can't believe it. Okay.
And I hope that hopefully in the future it works out and eventually I can do Project 7. So I actually feel better. I feel better now that I've made this video and I got it off my chest and I was able to publicly reveal to you. This is stressful. These past 2.5 months, I've been stressed the fuck out, man. Because like, man, people.
I'm so stressed out, man. So stressed out. He's probably stressed out because he's trying to find a way to keep the money. You know what? I guarantee that's what it was. He got paid for that goal, and it was saying to himself, "Oh shit, I don't have anything." It's like how Trump is with the presidency. He didn't expect to win, and then he won. And he's like, "Oh fuck, I won, man. I didn't expect to win."
I want Project 7, or I keep saying I'm going to do Project 7, and it never works out. It never works out, and I really hope, I hope that it will work out in the future. But I want to put out something quality. Okay. Sorry it didn't work out. I hope you appreciate the honesty. And now that I kind of came clean about everything that's going on. And that's that. Now we can focus daily on gameplay content again. And the stuff that you've been asking me to do, we can get to rather than worrying about
money. Thank you.
On this Project 7. I know people will be upset. Thumbs down the video. Let's get the world record for thumbs down on YouTube. Okay?
Oh, yeah. The world record of 980. Everyone.
And I'll see you for an awesome, hopefully, hardcore gaming season that now will be a lot less stressful because I don't have this kind of weight on my back. Thanks, everyone. Peace out. See you later.
Peace out. There you go, 981. There, it has some action on that video. Alright. Let's see. Let's try to do this.